Hey guys, welcome to another Minecraft video. And today in Minecraft we're just going to have a look at Greetings ladies and gentlemen. In this video we're going to add a timer to the top right hand corner of our game. So we should have our count, we'll have our win text, and we're going to have a timer. Now to do that we need to go into our game controller. So first thing we need to do is add another text. So we'll create another public text and let's call this timer. Let's call it timer text. Alright, we also need another variable to act as our timer. So we'll use a float because we're dealing with time, and I'm going to call it Timmy, so we have Timmy the timer. So we need to give Timmy some information, so we go to void start and let's set a number for Timmy, and naturally we want him to start at 0. Next thing we need to do is get this to count with the time. To do that I'm going to do that in void update, and I'm simply going to have Timmy equal himself plus time dot delta time. Right, and time dot delta time will add our time to it continuously. So now we want to display it. So we're going to do that the same way that we did our display here. So we're going to have timer text dot text will equal to, we'll call it the time, and then we'll add Timmy, our timer, and convert it to a string. Alright, so if you've done that, we're going to jump back into Unity, and we need to create another text on our canvas to display our timer. So if we right click on canvas, go to UI, add a text, I will call this our timer, and then in our event system we will have a timer text window. So if we add that to there, and all that's left to do is to tell it where we want our timer to display. So you can see it here in the center of our screen. I want to put it in the top right hand corner. So I'm going to set it the same size as my other text, so it should be 16 pixels. And then I'm going to click on my anchors and anchor it to the top right using the Alt. Right, you can see at the moment it has a width of 160 pixels, so I'm going to shrink that down a little bit. Let's set it to 100. No, it's still a little bit long. Right, at 50 pixels you can't quite see it, so let's set it to 80 pixels, and then let's move it over a little bit. So instead of minus 80, let's set it to minus 40. That looks pretty good, and we'll make sure that it's anchoring to the top right hand box. Right, I'm going to move it down to minus 20 on the y-axis so it lines up. So if we press play now, hopefully we'll end up with the word timer and our count. Right, but you can't see the time because it goes outside of the box. So let's fix that. So we go back to our timer and we increase the width of our box. Let's set it to, well, why not go back to 120. And then test it again. Alright, so there you can see our timer counting away. So now if we collect all 8, alright, you get a win and you get your time freeze. So let's fix this up. Let's change it from uwin to u1 and let's add our timer underneath it. So we'll create a new text. Let's call this time 2. And we want to put it right underneath this text. So let's set it to a 30. Change the height to 60. And then we're just going to lower it down on the Y. So if you click on the pos Y and then drag it, alright, it's going up, so we're going to drag it to the left and about there. And I'm going to set it a little bit wider. I'm going to set it to 250. Alright, excellent. So now jump back into our game controller and we're going to change our uWin line. So let's set that to U1, and then underneath that we're going to create a new text for our timer 2. So public text, let's call it final timer. And we'll make our final timer.text equal to, let's say, n plus Timmy.toString plus seconds. Alright, so that'll display our time underneath, and then go in Timmy seconds. So let's have a look at that looks like. So go back to our game. And we'll see how much space we really need here. So if we play the game, oh, it's displaying, so let's get rid of that. So we'll take our final timer and in start, we will blank that out. Alright, we also need to set our time 2 as our final timer. So if we go to our event system, drag times 2 into final timer. Alright, they both disappear. And now we can collect our lovely cubes. Alright, it's a little bit off to the center, but we're also not getting our word seconds. So if we look at our time 2, and we wind it up, so 300 will display it. Excellent. So let's go back, press play again, go to our time 2, and change the width to 300. Alright guys, that's it for today. See you guys in the next video.